What's up, everybody? Welcome to the channel. Hopefully welcome back. If you have been watching these videos, this is where we had left off in the last video. So this section here has not been touched yet. Trying to get things, graded out. You can see, we're on a monster hill here, and I've been working on this area in general, trying to complete this section of the driveway, and this grade is kind of the last thing that's really holding me up. So trying to tie everything together. You can see this is a few feet higher than the grade that I have been working on, so this needs to come out. That dirt needs to be moved somewhere else, and then there are going to be a lot of little trees that are going to be coming out as a result of removing that dirt. So that's what I'm going to be working on. I don't know if everybody's getting tired of these videos or what the deal is. Now, this is after doing that work. But, it's a lot of work to film this stuff. And I don't know if this project's just, not that interesting for everyone or what the deal is. So I just decided I'm not going to film some of this stuff that I'm doing. I'm just going to do the work and then just show some before and afters. So if anybody's got some feedback on, what you guys want to see, what you don't want to see, what I could change, let me know. So here are some of these trees that I was talking about that needed to come out. And these guys need to get limbed up and taken back to the bury pit. And I'll be working on that, and we'll give you a little view here of, where we left off and what's going on. Now, this corner here is something I've just kind of been pondering on. I'm trying to figure out how to tie this slope into the bank that kind of goes up the driveway. You can see it's pretty much a sheer drop off, and it goes like that the whole way down the driveway. So, we're going to transition into that, and I'm just trying to find the point of feathering it in. Now, I had done some more of that work I was talking about with the trees and the dirt work, and we're going to check back in on the progress after doing that. We also had gotten quite a bit of rain, so you get a lot of washout and whatnot. Like I was saying before, doing the excavation work, like this area that we're coming up on, it's pretty much just soft rock, and I'm digging all that soft rock out. And when you get a rain like this, it'll wash whatever topsoil that had gotten spread out over that rock, and you'll just see the rock that is exposed underneath, and we're getting ready to come up on that right now. So this is the rock that I'm talking about, and we're just cutting through that with a loader bucket. So when you get a rain like this, it just washes whatever dirt is on top of that off, and it goes wherever it goes. So once I get this finally done, and I'll have a little bit of dirt over top of that rock, I need to get silt vents up and some of that straw erosion cloth, that you use in conjunction with trying to grow some grass seed. But I'm going to need a lot of that stuff, and it just is what it is. And then this area over here, is kind of a little meh, because we had a good bit of dirt get blown out down here, and that's just kind of the way it goes. You can see where a lot of that mud has gotten, blown off the hill and gotten into a little bit of this gravel. And, it is what it is. You got to work with and around the weather. So this is what you get. And it'll just be nice to get this to more of a finished product where I can have some silt fence up and the erosion mat and get the grass seed in and stop dealing with all of this, blowouts and erosion and runoff and stuff like that. It just gets old. And then, trying to get my truck in and out of here, like, look at these ruts here. this thing's always getting dirty. And it's like either I've got to park it where the gravel ends and have my muck boots and walk all the way up the hill, or drive through it. You know, you gotta pick your poison, I guess, so to speak. But you can see that, you know, we need to do some work in this area. You know, there's a lot of erosion coming down through here, and I really need to establish a little bit of a swale to not down there, but to the left of the driveway coming up. I'd like to get the water isolated in one area and have it coming down there, and we can address that. But yeah, it's like, you know, because a lot of this stuff is just loose dirt that I've moved, you know, it just, a lot of it ends up getting washed away. All right, so that's wrapping it up, and now we're going to get into some work that I have done since that last shot that we showed you, and I'm trying to, you know, establish that swale that I was talking about where you see Lily. That transition that we've got going along the rocks is good. It keeps the water to the inside, and that's what I'd like to do all the way down to this lower landing where I'm trying to end up connecting the stone from the top to the bottom. So that's what I've been working on, and I am pulling a lot of dirt out of there, and I've been hauling that down to a spot between here and the bury pit, and we'll be checking that out here shortly. But yeah, so, you know, making some decent progress on here, but, you know, you only can get so much done in a day, so I had to put a pause on this. But let's just check out what we've done. Now I'm starting to tie this in a little bit over here. This isn't a finished product or anything, but you know, that transition needs to be made at some point, so I kind of started chipping away at that.
Easy, easy, easy. Give her a break, buddy.
Not to state the obvious or anything, but this little dog is bananas, and she's constantly torturing a 15-year-old dog. So yeah, I've added some dirt in here. That tree needs to come out. This area, I'm going to start bringing it up a little bit. So that tree getting pulled out will probably be in the next video that I post. After I get done editing this video, I'm probably going to go out and get started on that. But this is where I've been trucking all the dirt down to, so to speak, and I'm going to call this a landing. Like this area here, what I like to do is, because there's just so many hills and valleys and ravines, it's nice to, you know, the video doesn't really show it, but it gives you a view into the valleys. It's a place to put the dirt. A lot of these trees that you see that are getting buried in the dirt are going to have to be removed, but I'll just kind of cut them off and keep adding dirt, and that'll be fine because they'll end up getting killed by the dirt on their trunks. But yeah, so this is kind of where we're wrapping this video up. You can see this area has been built up quite a bit. I've brought a lot of dirt down here. I wouldn't even know where to begin on how much it is, but I'm going to go down here to the bottom and kind of give you a perspective on how high that is and how much this has been built up. If I had to guess, I would say maybe about 10 feet higher than the area that I'm standing at now. You can look up and see, you know, it's pretty tall, but it's cool when you stand there. You can kind of actually see some stuff, and it's neat. Maybe I'll end up putting a gazebo or a picnic bench there at some point in time. But I appreciate y'all guys watching. If you got any feedback for me, tell me what you want to see, what you don't want to see, and we can make these videos great. If you could hit the subscribe button, that'd be great. I appreciate you guys, and I'll see you on the next one.